Happy
Hello.
Friday.
Happy Friday. Curt and Jen in the morning, actually in the morning this time, with our podcast, our video cast. Yeah, sometimes in the morning is a bit of a misnomer because we know you listen all day long, but we actually do record this in the early morning.
Yes.
Early?
Yes, we
Yeah, I
do.
think that counts.
This is
So
true.
welcome. We'd like to start off by saying, hey, if you like what you're hearing, please like us, follow us, subscribe to us, buy us a pie, whatever you want to do.
It's
The
free.
pod
It's free. Someone asked us, is it free to listen to the podcast? Yes, it is.
Absolutely,
Free to
yes.
watch
And
it.
and
It's
that's
free to
something else.
listen
If you
to
have
it.
friends that because we've run into that quite a bit. People that like, I don't really know about this whole podcasting business. It's like, how do I do it? So you might have to inform people, learn them, if you will, about how to access the podcast, and we would love that.
Yeah, we will teach them too. You can just direct them right to us. I did that with who was it? Jolene,
Just
maybe?
yesterday, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So
So
yeah, we're going to continue to educate people on how to listen to podcasts. It's real easy
and we're
once
not
you
very good at
know.
educating usually, so this is a stretch for us. Today, we're going to look into a new way to prevent your home from being burglarized. That might be useful. I kind of think it's not, but
And
we'll
it's
look
free,
into it.
right? It's a free way to do this.
hmm
Okay.
the weirdest Guinness Book of world records from every state,
Our,
including Washington.
yeah, ours makes sense to me, but okay.
Okay, a lot of them do not. What may be the most irritating trend of 2024? I did not even know about this trend, and it's
Me
already irritating to
either.
me.
Yes.
And finally, this is one of your words, Jen. The top online dating icks.
Yeah.
Icks.
Is
Just
it just it's just things that people do that you're gonna get swiped left and not right, or not get an X and not a heart.
you want a heart. You don't want an X.
You don't want an X.
I want to hear about your proud mom moment because this has happened before, and I wish we had the applause ready to go because this is awesome.
It is Riley, my oldest daughter, who goes to the University of Washington, made the dean's list again. So it's pretty big deal. So I'm super proud of her. I mean, it's
Come
just
on.
a lot of work. Oh yes, yes. She works her way through college and goes to college full time. So it's just a
Right.
testament to her diligence and perseverance and
And she's majoring in something difficult. Do you
uh
remember what it is? It's a long name.
it is a long name. Industrial systems engineering with a data science
Emphasis on garbage
something.
collection. I don't know.
No, it's really hard stuff.
Hey, don't knock garbage collection, man. Those
No,
those are
no,
hard workers.
I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying what she's doing is like beyond me. I mean, I
hmm
went into communications for a reason.
Exactly. It's a they she's got this big long fancy major. My major was undecided or whatever.
What
I think I
happened
was
to
I,
what
I th-
happened to an envelope? You said you have an envelope story, which is random to me.
it is random, but I thought about this yesterday because I got I was in Florida for the week before, and so a lot of bills and stuff came in while I was gone. And so I'm finally, going through all of them. And on one of them, it said, this is not a bill, which is like a heads up. Okay, maybe that's encouraging you to open it, saying this is not a bill. Don't be afraid to open it or whatnot.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah. So I thought, well, I didn't know that they could put little messages on there. So I'm thinking, why not you have messages like, this is a bill. You're going to be pissed, or don't bother opening, just throw away. You don't want this.
Get out your debit card because you're gonna need it for this
Yeah,
one.
there you go. That would be like, yeah, be prepared to pay a lot. They don't have a little stamp to put on the envelope of that one. So, but I think it would be a good idea, especially to prepare you for when it is actually bad news. There you go. This is bad news. Sit down before opening,
Or they
something
could
like that.
maybe Nordstrom could color code their envelopes to the amount you're gonna pay.
Like, yeah, like if it's a red one, it's like a lot of money.
Right.
A green envelope means, yeah, not too much.
Not too bad this
Um,
month.
and then I already screwed up this morning because my wife is out of town for a couple of days. They had her lab at UW had a retreat to Seabrook, which is a nice place to go on the
That's a really
Washington
nice
coast.
place. Really nice. Wow.
And of course, before she left, she's like, um, well, sometimes everybody makes little mistakes, and I don't, no more than anybody else. Like if you know what Pat's things are, you say, hey, listen, by the way, make sure you do this or whatever the case may be, because you're like, you don't have to treat me like a child. Well, I'm going to be gone for a few days, so make sure you do this.
Yes.
And what I screwed up was I'm feeding Bella, the Beagle, this morning, And I did it in the wrong order. I didn't know I did it in the wrong order because Bella's 14, so she's getting up there as far as dogs go. She doesn't just get dry food. She also gets a couple of pills, one's for
Yeah.
I actually think anxiety is one of them. So she gets, I think, 4 pills. One is to help with her joints and whatnot. I guess the order you have to do things in is you put the pills in the bowl first and then add the dry food, right? Because I added the dry food first. And as soon as that food hit the bowl, she was like, all right, come on, bring it down here. She started yelling at me because evidently that's the last thing. So once the dry food hits the bowl and she hears it, that's when you put the bowl on the floor. I put the dry food in, and then I'm fishing around for these different pills and pill boxes, and she was not pleased.
He
So
was freaking out.
is that my fault, or is that
Well,
was that a teaching moment for me?
did your wife tell you exactly what to do? And if
Mm-mm.
she did, then it was
No, Bella told me exactly how to do it, and now
right.
I know.
Okay, yes, now you know.
All right. So
No.
what's this about well, we want to talk about the 21 Pilots concert
Well, wait,
tonight.
did you have something about the no good student driver? Is that
Well, I
you?
did, but I thought maybe I would save that for another time, but we can do it now.
Yeah, tell me.
Um long story long. Anybody who says long story short is lying, by the way. Um I was out heading out yesterday to Lowe's, not gonna just to pick up some stuff. And there was, you see cars that have the be patient student driver stickers on them. And then you see actual cars that are the cars that they're using. The entire car is like, so and so student driving or driving lessons or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just their car with a sticker on it, it's the actual vehicle that they're in with the driving instructor, I assume. I'm 132nd, which doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people, but this is a 5-lane road. And so there's 2 lanes going in each direction. And then there's a center lane for a left turn. I'm at the corner of, I'm getting all the detail. I was at the corner of 132nd and 35th. So the student driver car was in the left turn lane. And then, of course, the other 2 lanes to go straight were full of cars as well. It's like 4 o'clock, so it's very busy. They decide that they don't want to be in the left turn lane. So put on their right turn signal to merge with traffic when traffic starts going. The problem is that the left turn arrow turned green before everything else. So now this person is sitting there with the instructor in the car, mind you, with the right turn signal on, holding traffic up behind him. They're all honking at the person, go ahead and go. Meanwhile, there's nothing that the people in the other 2 lanes can do because they've still got a red light. Fortunately, somebody let this person in. I don't know how that would be a good lesson for this person to be teaching a student driver.
Well, are you sure it was an instructor car?
Yeah. I mean, maybe it was the instructor driving home. I don't know, but I always think that if you screw up, you make a mistake, you're like, oh shoot, I'm in the wrong lane. It's up to you. Okay, guess what? You got to turn left and then go do a U-turn or
Correct
something and
that.
come
Yeah.
back. It's on you to, oh shoot, I screwed up. I shouldn't inconvenience anybody else because I ended up in the wrong lane. Not, oh crap, I messed up. Everybody hang on because I'm gonna, so that's always been my thing. And I think people would agree, right?
Maybe the instructor was trying to teach them a lesson in hectic situations. Like you've got some decisions to make. You're supposed to be over there, and now what are you going to do? And probably maybe the lesson was that you've done your thing, you've made your choice. What should have happened is you should have turned left and made your correction so you didn't hold everyone else up. Who knows? I don't know. That's just what
You're
I would
just trying
say.
to see the positive side. I would think having 13 cars honking behind you would be an indicator that you should probably go ahead and go through with your left turn. But
Well, here's the other thing, Curt. You just never know what people are going through because maybe it was the instructor in the car going home and he got a last minute or going to run an errand and got an emergency call. I don't know.
I'm surprised you're doing this because you usually, when it comes to driving, you're like, oh,
Well, if it's me in the car in a hurry, my grace goes out the door.
is it because we're going into the weekend? You're in a good mood, and you're like, well, the driver might have been having a difficult time. Maybe
I
they had
don't
an argument with
know.
their person, and blah, 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 blah.
I don't know, Curt.
I'm
Why?
sticking with my thing of follow through with what you did, even if it was the wrong idea. Then go to the McDonald's and turn around and come back out or whatever. So
Yes. Okay.
that's all that I had.
All right. My oldest daughter, Riley, that we just talked about, also works at the radio station that we got let go from.
Hmm.
And she still has access to tickets every now and again. And she asked her mom if I wanted a pair of tickets to go see 21 Pilots last night. Last minute thing. She let me know, like, I don't know, in the afternoon. And I'm like, yes, I do, because I've seen 21 Pilots another time when they were at the Tacoma Dome.
Do a good show.
And I was kind of dreading it because I'm like, I don't know a lot of their music, but both my girls really like that band. So I'm doing it, right? You do it for the joy
Hmm.
of others. And it ended up being one of my favorite shows. They put on, I mean, I'm going to put this in quotes. It's about the show. Like there
Cool.
are pyrotechnics, like so much fire and smoke and fireworks and glitter and confetti and Curt, I've never seen this before. They did two things that I've never seen before. Well, first of all, they just show up in the middle of the audience in like level 2 out of nowhere and start
Oh,
singing. So there's that. And then they had this I don't know what you call it, the band kit, one of the band kits. Like there was a band kit on a big board. And so the security passed the board up to the pit because there was a mega pit of people, right?
okay.
They hand that up to the people. So the people are holding up this board with a drum kit on top, and the drummer goes into the audience, gets up on this thing, and they're holding him up while he's drumming.
Are the people in the audience holding up essentially the
Yes,
riser for this drummer?
yes.
What if they decide they want to drop him? They didn't.
It was awesome. It was so
Cool.
awesome. Like, um, and I'll tell you what, we didn't know the opening act, so Pat and I just skipped that part. And
Hmm.
so we didn't drive down to downtown Seattle until like 7:30. It was a
Right.
breeze. It was a breeze. We ended up getting lucky with parking. And I just want to say the amount of joy because I feel like people that go to a concert like 21 Pilots, they are very, very passionate about it. And you know, when the concert has a pit, that they know they have some mega fans.
In the pit.
I was way up. I mean, my nose was dripping because it was kind of nosebleed seats.
Oh, so we don't get the good tickets
No,
anymore since we're not, but we
no,
still
we
get to
don't.
go to the show for
Well,
free, which is
I
nice.
did, yeah. And
You'll never hear me complaining about that.
my heart was so full of joy watching other people be so passionate about live music. Oh, it was so
Nice.
great.
Yeah. Nothing like
Okay.
going to a show where you have low expectations or no expectations and leaving like that was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I mean, I know only like four of their songs, right? The ones that we played on Star,
Hmm.
like what I should say on the radio,
Hmm.
Heathens Ride, um,
The
not,
other one,
but not Blurry Face, is called something else.
Blurry Face?
Stressed
Okay.
out. And then there was one other that I knew, and that was it. But still, it was just great music, a great show. I say yes to live music whenever you can.
That I agree with. I could not say more about that. Live music is wonderful.
It does something for your spirit and your soul.
Love to see it. I haven't played in front of people in gosh. Well, we did that thing at Fisher Plaza when it was still
Yeah,
Fisher Plaza
that was way
downtown
back.
with
That was way back in
with
the
our
day.
band. Aptly named. It was all people from the radio station. The band was named 10th Caller, which we loved.
That's awesome.
And Alan from Kent and Allen played sax in that band. So that was live music is awesome. Just
Yeah.
we'll leave it at that.
Okay, your
So
house. How can I make my house not a burglar? What is it? What is that? What are you calling this?
deter burglars.
To deter burglars. What do I need to do?
I saw this yesterday too. I think it was talking about in Good Morning America, the Today Show. People are blurring their house, the pictures on Google, to
Yeah.
deter burglaries. This is they're specifically talking about California here. Police in California say homeowners have been blurring the image of their home on Google Maps to discourage burglars from targeting their home. The idea is that some people think Google Maps could be a security issue. Basically, instead of somebody, if I guess if they're thinking about burglarizing you, instead of them actually going and casing out your home, they can go on Google Maps and say, oh, they don't have security cameras, or oh, this is they have a window right in the front on the lower level we can get in, or whatever the case may be. So I think that the police are saying, blurring your home on Google Maps might make you feel more secure, but could also backfire because if you've got the blurred out home, our thieves going to think, ooh, there's something good in there. They blurred out their home.
This is ridiculous.
You're going with ridiculous?
I'm going with ridiculous because isn't Google Maps just a moment in time that they decided to take the shots? So many things could have changed in your house. Like I don't know. For the burglars, it's done. I mean, all of it's, I don't know.
Right. I mean, for people that are
No.
super concerned about security, maybe that's one more step that they might feel, well, I mean, a lot of people consider, an invasion of privacy that they're even on Google Maps. You know what I mean? So, but according to the Department of Justice, home burglaries are exceedingly rare. Fewer than 1% of households experience a burglary, and that number has been dropping steadily for the past couple of decades. So, but if you're interested, you can blur out anything apparently on that picture. If your dog's in the front yard, and some of the things they do on, Google will do, they'll blur out, like if there's a person there, they get blurred. I don't want to be blurred. I think if I was in the picture on Google Maps of my home, I'm like, hey, waving.
Oh, are you
I
kidding?
want to.
Yeah, I would be doing some if I knew Google Maps was taking their satellite shot of my
You
house.
would moon them. Admit it.
No, I would get like some kind of like cheer squad out to do some kind of letters or something. Like, go team, or I don't know.
So yeah, according to
Still,
us, then this blurring out of your home is not the security, the great security thing that you may think it is.
speaking of
Now,
security, let me
oh
go.
yeah, you found this story, and I'm not sure I understand it completely.
I mean, this is ridiculous. So there's a new trend on, of course, social media.
Hmm.
That's people are saying is hands down one of the most irritating of 2024, and it's staging airport TSA trays. So what influencers and people are doing because they want to be hip and cool with the trend on what's happening on TikTok or whatever, is they're taking their trays, the security trays that you put all your crap in, like you pile your, most people just pile their crap in it, send it
Yeah.
to security.
Oh, that's what. See, when I saw TSA trays, I thought, what is that? It's like the bin before you run it
The
through
gray
security.
bins, the
You
gray
put all your
bins.
stuff in
So
there.
they're
So
taking them and they're staging them. They're making them so super pretty and cute. I looked at some of them. I'm like, all right, that's pretty cute. But what happens if you're the person behind them and you're waiting for your tray and they're staging it for
mhm.
a cute little picture?
I
No,
don't know what happens. Do you smack somebody?
get your ass through security. We got planes to catch. Take
You
your
will not
picture at
find
the end.
you'll not find a larger group of people that are in a hurry to get done with with whatever it is as people waiting to get through security. It's like, I just want to be done with this.
They asked TSA about it, and TSA said, "Listen, this hasn't been a problem yet." They did say yet.
Yet.
Long as the staged glamour photos are not causing delays with other passengers in the checkpoint areas, there are no issues. So if you're going to do it, be quick about your staging and your cuteness. Take your photo and get your ass through.
God. And won't a lot of those have their shoes in it too? I mean, I have the TSA pre-check, so do you, but it's like, here's my shoes organized just so, and here's my water
Yeah. Some of
bottle.
them are real. I mean, I'm telling you what, one was all themed pink, so that was right up my alley. But I start to get annoyed because I'm like, this took some time. So when are you doing this? I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully they're pre-prepping, like this is how I'm gonna set it up when I get there. So right when they're at the airport. But that is so much time for one shot at the airport. Like, who cares?
I would say hopefully they're
Apparently
not even
people
thinking
do.
about doing it at all, because I'm going to go with
They're doing it. And now we're
not a great idea.
to it. Now we're bringing attention to it, and maybe some people say, "I'm going to try that too because I want to be hip."
I hate it when we do that.
Okay, Dolly Parton. I love this so much. Dolly Parton, who's been married for 58 years, was asked about the secret of a successful marriage, and she
Okay.
said, "Be gone as much as possible." I've been on the road so much. I've probably been gone 45 of the 58 years. And
Yeah.
then and then in all seriousness, she said, you have to respect and love each other and be good friends too. So I'm like, okay, go Dolly. I want
Yeah.
to mention that.
That's good advice right there. We can all, it's great when when your spouse is also your best friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, let's get into the show topics, what we're going to really talk about today, which is your family friendly phrase. Say that 5 times
It's
fast.
family friendly
Family friendly
phrase
phrases.
to tell your partner it's time for some action.
Yeah.
Like, there's other people around. Or is that what they're thinking? Or is it just when it's like the two of you saying, hey,
It's
let's go
most,
peel potatoes or
I mean, I
whatever?
think it's mostly when you have kids, right? And you got to find your ways to sneak away to do your thing.
Right.
So we got some good answers. Like,
Family friendly phrases to tell your
so
partner it's time for some nookie.
James commented, "You're going the wrong direction." So I don't
What?
know. It's their thing.
Hey, babe, you're going the wrong
Wrong
direction.
direction. So maybe
Ina said,
like
time to go
turn.
shopping.
Time to
Time
go
to go shopping?
shopping for some nookie.
Nice. All right.
Laurel said that her kids are now older, but when they were younger, and this has caught on and stayed with them, is he would refer to them spending time together as doing the hibbity dibbity, the hibbity
It's
dibbity,
like hibbity dibbity.
hibbity
I'm going to
dibbity.
go to the bedroom. That is not that is pretty obvious if you ask me.
We're going to do the hibbity dibbity. Yeah, I would say.
You kids stay here. Don't come in the bedroom. We're going to go do the hibbity dibbity. Oh, I
Um,
wonder if they're dusting.
Cameron, our favorite bartender, commented, only we can't say what he put.
Well, he basically said he said, we're going to go have sex.
He said
That's
he says
hardly,
he uses the F word, he just says we F.
hmm.
Like I probably teasingly like we F.
I don't know. That when I saw, I was like, maybe he didn't understand the whole idea of
Oh
the,
no, he understood the idea because he texted
okay.
me last night and said, sorry if my comments too much. And of course, then I had to go to it right away. And
Right.
I'm like, no, never too much. Bring it
Well,
on.
Dorothy said, we used to tell the kids we were having a meeting. There you go.
That's what I tell Pat he's doing when he's using the bathroom. So it's a whole different meaning for us.
Are you? Oh, yeah, that's true. You actually said that
If
to me. I'm
someone's
like,
having
hey,
a meeting, he's probably in
yeah.
the bathroom. Pat's having a meeting. He's in the bathroom.
Well, we are happy to hear your references as well. They are family-friendly phrases to tell your partner it's time for. Oh, this here that says to tell your partner. It didn't mention the fact that it was, when the kids were around. So that may have.
Well, no, that's
Either way, we
fine.
don't care.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It's just
Mhm.
what's your it could be other people around. Like what's your
Right.
signal? What's your like, let's go.
Hmm. Want
Pat
to do
and
it?
did you see Pat's? We call it Super Gen. That's weird.
That's not your Pat. That's a different
No,
Patrick.
different Pat.
We
Yeah.
call it Super Gen.
He's
That's
being funny
I know, but still.
still.
Well, Pat, so that Patrick as well. So that
Yeah.
if it was just some random stranger saying, "Hey, we call it Super Gen," like,
What?
that's a little weird.
Weirdest Guinness World Records set in each state. We're not going to go through every state. We're just going to pick out some of the really crazy ones. Like California has the record. Someone in California holds the Guinness World Record for the most bobby pins in a beard, which is, get ready for it, 4,831 bobby pins. So that's a long beard.
Let me just jump in here for a second and say I have always thought. It turns out there was a point in time when my dad actually had a world record for something and didn't even know
No way. Are
it.
you being real?
Have you ever seen this thing that people do where they stack coins up on you put your elbow back. I don't know how to describe. What would you just describe this as? You put your hand back by your shoulder, so you've got a flat elbow, and
So your
you stack
forearm, like
coins.
your back of your forearm is like a
Yeah,
flat. Okay.
and they would do stacks of coins of pennies, like and then they would go whoop, and just try to catch them. You know what I mean? It
Oh
was
yeah, I've done that with like one
I think they
coin.
call it penny catching, penny snatching, something like that. Anyway, he just used to do that for fun and goofing around. And at one point, he had done like 75 or something like that. And then he found out when he was reading up something like what we do. He's like, "Oh, a new record has been set for catching pennies off your elbow at 82." And he's like, "Wow, I had the world record and didn't even know that before." So I still
Good
think that
for
it's
Mr. Cruz. That's awesome.
yeah. Um, so I think it's, and I've always thought, how about come up with something that nobody else would even care about? That you like, like right now, we could say, "Hey, I'm going to do the world record for most USB cables held in 2 fingers or whatever." You know what I mean? It's like you could make it this bizarre thing that, and a lot of these do seem like they're that. Like for instance, the next one that they said, like one of these is farthest distance walking barefoot on Lego bricks. Like who would have thought of that?
I don't know, but that hurts. I hope they're all
Yeah.
turned the right direction. That's
For
what
the
I.
record, it's 29,195 feet. And that was Illinois' weirdest Guinness Book of World Records, farthest distance walking barefoot on Lego bricks.
Florida has the most bridesmaids to one bride. And I was like, okay, what is it, like 50 people or something? No, it's 168 bridesmaids.
Do you think that just happened accidentally, or were they out to set a world record?
They're out to set a world record for sure. I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking, okay, if Pat and I ever got married, maybe we could break that world record. No.
No, that sounds like that'd be very expensive.
Yeah.
Kansas, Their Guinness Book of World Record, their weird one is that Kansas has the most people leapfrogged over in a single bound. But then we go down to Louisiana. Their Guinness Book of World Record that's strange is the fastest time to make a balloon dog blowing the balloons up through your nose. Jen,
Dude, I can blow up
that
a
was a
balloon
bit we
with
did
my
on the
nose.
morning show, maybe, yeah, last year sometime. And you're like, hey, do you know how to blow up? That's my, see, that was, I think it was, what's your secret superpower? And he's like, I've got one. I can blow up a balloon with my nose.
Yeah, just have some Kleenex nearby because you got to clear the passage before you blow up the balloon.
Well,
Otherwise, you're
this
gonna
is guy
blow
blowing
my
up balloons and
balloon.
making a balloon dog. And it took 35.31 seconds for Dan Block in New Orleans to make a balloon dog sculpture blowing them up through his nose.
That's a lot. That's hard to do with the smaller balloons too. Good for him. Way to go. I don't even know. I didn't. Oh, you looked this up because I saw
Mhm.
it. I didn't. I just saw that you added because I'm like, I'm highlighting this one because Montana has the largest festival of testicles. Well, first of all, I just like the name Festival
Mhm.
of Testicles.
It almost rhymes. It does kind of near rhyme.
Festival of
This,
Testicles.
this is the Rock Creek Lodge Testicle Festival. And I thought, like you, like, well, is it a bunch of guys standing around showing their stuff? It is, they had 2.5 tons of bull testicles, AKA Rocky Mountain oysters, and they were served about 15,000 visitors. So the largest testicle festival is about, and apparently, when I was looking up this information, there are a number of testicle festivals throughout
Have you
the
had a
country and the
Rocky Mountain
world.
oyster before?
No, and I'm not going to.
Me either. I don't think I can do that.
I don't care how people say, oh, they're delicious. It's like, no, I'm not eating bull
Do
balls.
you like put them in some batter and fry them up and just pop the ball in your mouth?
You could do that with anything and it would taste good.
No, it would not.
Here's are you getting your gag reflex going? Here's
We
a
gotta move
battered
on.
dog turd.
We gotta move on. What
New
else?
York, the Guinness Book of World Records, they have the most shoes removed by a dog in 1 minute. Again, who would say this is world record worthy? But the answer is 12
Okay.
by
Oregon,
Lilu.
Oregon has the fastest time for alphabetizing letters in alphabet soup, which is 2 minutes, 8.6 seconds. Okay.
Right. Utah is known for known for the Guinness Book of World Records most bowling balls held simultaneously, which is 13. That
That's
I
a
don't.
lot
What
of
do you
balls.
you
That's a
wedge them
lot
under
of
your
balls.
arms and between your legs and in your hand? That's a lot of balls. Thank you,
A
Jen.
lot of balls.
How
And
about
Flint,
our how about
Washington.
this one in Virginia? This is not a world record that you want. Most lightning strikes survived. Have you heard of this guy, Roy
No,
Sullivan?
no.
I had heard of him before because they call him the human lightning conductor. He has been struck by lightning 7 times. The ex park ranger, so he's out there in the trees and whatnot. 7 times he was struck by lightning and he survived. And
Seems
then
like
it puts
you
up in
should buy
here a
a
single
lottery
lightning
ticket.
strike is made up of several, maybe several million volts.
Should he buy a lottery ticket? Isn't there something about you'll be struck by lightning before, like,
Well, it seems like he should have at least bought 7 lottery tickets in his life because he got struck by lightning seven
I
times.
know. And if he does, I hope he wins because that's, ugh.
He's earned it.
All right. So the state that we live in, Washington State,
Mhm.
we are known for in the Guinness Book of World Records, the fastest time to peel 50 pounds of onions. That's a lot of crying. Like, what do they do so they don't cry?
That's a lot of crying.
50 pounds of
Uh,
onions, it took 2 minutes and 39 seconds.
Bob Bloomer was at the Walla Walla Sweet Onion Festival in July of 2010. Um, what does that mean? The fastest time to peel 50 pounds of, oh, it's 31 onions is 50 pounds. So 31 onions were peeled during the attempt. And that's what I wish we had a better one. I'm sorry. That's, of course, that's another weird, like
It's
West Virginia
for
has the
us.
largest gathering of people with unicorn
I
horns. They're
mean,
all kind of strange.
our Walla Walla onions, to me, that one makes sense. That makes the most sense for me in this list that we would have the world record for peeling onions. I mean, who would have thought, but whatever. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad one to have. I just wish that we were,
More
we were
interesting.
the biggest testicle festival.
Well, Kurt, you could start to try to make that
No,
happen.
no, no, no. I'm absolutely not starting that one. I don't want those. Yeah. That's one of the things where people are like, you should try it. It's like, no, no, I shouldn't.
No,
But you might like it. Nah, I'm okay with
all right, tell me about the dating things. What are the icks for dating?
Yeah, and this is to use one of Jen's favorite words. This is we found the top online dating icks So when you're putting together your dating profile, right, you want to meet somebody and whatnot. Somebody polled 1,000 people that use dating apps and asked for the biggest online dating Icks. What would you say the definition of Icks is? I almost called you Dana, Jen.
uh, what would I say are icks? Do you want me to name some of mine?
Just like so, like I guess turnoffs, right? Things
Yeah.
that people would
Yeah,
look at
yeah,
and
yeah.
say,
People that
"Ew."
you're like, ugh, no.
Yeah.
Swipe the other direction.
So avoid these things in your online dating profiles. Negativity or bitterness. That's like 70% said that's no good. Heavily filtered photos. Doesn't it make you wonder why they have to filter their photos so
You know, when
much?
I've swiped for other guys before, and if girls have filters on their photos, I swipe the other direction. I'm not like
Okay.
you're already showing that you're fake. Like, don't do it.
Right. The other ones are being too materialistic, a general lack of effort, like it doesn't look like you tried very hard, and poor grammar or spelling.
That's a big
Grammar is
one.
important.
That's a big one for me. If you're misspelling a bunch of words or don't know where to use your
Commas,
well, not commas, the
punctuation.
apostrophes.
It's all about the
It
apostrophes.
like in its or your no.
Right. Oh, yeah, bad. But here we are here to save the day with the top 5 things that can actually make someone immediately think you are worth their time. The opposite of Icks. These are 5 things that they say, these people said, put in your dating profiles, show that you have a good sense of humor. That's the
Yep.
big one. Show off your hobbies or interests. Have a good sense of style. So I guess I couldn't wear a Kraken hoodie if I was doing that. Showing an interest in travel.
Yep.
What if that person, well, okay. And having a pet in at least one photo. There you go. If you have to borrow your friend's dog or cat,
And
you
there
don't have
you
one. Would
have
that be
it.
lying too? Would I be faking it?
If you're in the dating world, now you know. Now you
All
know
right.
some things. All right, fun
What do
fact
we always do on
Friday.
Fridays, Jan?
Fun fact Friday. Let's go.
Some of these might be useful. You can't say we didn't warn you. I'm going to start with this one too, because I did not know this. Of course, J Lo and Ben are in the news, and we said we're going to talk about them again. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But Google Images was literally created after Jennifer Lopez wore that infamous dress at the 2000 Grammys. You know, the green dress?
Mhm.
Apparently, so many people were searching for her outfit, the search engine added an image function. I'm sorry. Yeah. And that's where Google Images came from. Thank you, J Lo.
According to a poll of 11,000 Americans, this was amazing to me. 84% of vegetarians and vegans returned to eating meat.
Good for them.
Yeah, and honeybees emit a tiny whoop noise when they bump into each other. I think it's like their excuse me's. Whoop.
Do they say, whoop, there it is?
I hope
Probably not.
so. I hope
Uh,
so.
Sarcasm, it turns out, can promote creative thinking.
I like it.
Really? Yes.
Bubblegum is pink because it was the only food dye available in the factory where it was being made.
I did not know that. How about this one you found? Newborn babies have nearly 100 more bones than full grown adults.
I'm gonna look into that. I
Where would
feel
those
like I've
bones
heard that
go?
before. I think they just I don't know, maybe they fuse together. Like I think that some of the stuff is like in the on that in the cranium, like the bones start fusing together, like
Oh, okay.
so then it becomes one. That's what I think.
This is sciencey, so I'll let you do this one.
The boiling point for water at the top of Mount Everest is 162 degrees Fahrenheit, about 50 degrees below the boiling point at sea level. I put that in there because I thought it was interesting. I don't get it. I don't understand why, but there you have it.
The Eiffel Tower, this is a little sciencey. The Eiffel Tower can be 15 centimeters taller during the summer due to thermal expansion. You know, the iron heats up, the particles gain kinetic energy. Everybody knows that. And it takes up more space. So it actually grows just a hair, whatever 15 centimeters is. I think it's about that much.
Okay,
Yeah.
pick one more, Curt. One more.
Let me see what my favorite one of the rest of these are. I like the fact because we just had the Olympics that one of the Olympic sports between 1912 and 1948, they used to have give out gold medals for competitive art.
Oh,
Competitive art, and also they had awards for medals for music, painting, sculpture, and architecture. I guess that didn't draw a big crowd, but those are no longer in there. Kind of cool. I would love to see a gold medal given out in the Olympics for music, but it don't happen no mo.
it don't happen no more is right. All
What are
right.
you reading?
Well, I was trying. We forgot to put in like what movies are opening this weekend, but I don't think anything big is opening.
Okay, let's go through the other stuff this weekend then, like the Evergreen State Fair in Monroe. kicked off yesterday. That goes through the 27th and again 29th through September 2nd. And if you're going to be out on the road, say you're going to the Evergreen State Fair, there are some driving and delays that you should know about, some road work.
Well, right. Drivers in Seattle, Renton, and Kent will need to start planning their weekend travel due to 3 large Washington State Department of Transportation projects that are going to create significant delays. Closures will impact traveling across Lake Washington on 520. That's mega.
Yeah, how about north on 405, also mega, and south on 167. It doesn't say where though. I mean, north on 405 could be anywhere from, yeah, it doesn't say exactly where they're happening, but maybe plan ahead as these closures are happening as early as 8 o'clock tonight until 4 a.m. Monday.
Yeah,
Have the morning commute.
it's gonna create some traffic jams for sure. I wonder,
If you're, go
it's
ahead.
it's a lot. Just make a plan and give yourself extra time because you're gonna
Right.
be frustrated.
If you're coming from the east side to go to see Peter Pan at the Paramount, that's going through this through the weekend. Maybe plan a little extra time to go see Peter Pan because there might be delays.
I put that in there because it's supposed to be kind of a crappy weekend, and so maybe you
Mhm.
want an indoor activity. And I'm telling you what, it's worth seeing. That's
Okay.
what I have for that. The Kite Festival is happening in Long Beach. Snohomish Block Party tonight and tomorrow night. Oh, Nightwave is playing.
Nightwave is playing at the Snohomish Block Party, one of our favorites. Awesome. I don't even call them a cover band because yes, they do play covers from the 80s, but they do such a good job. I mean,
Do you
it's
know if
really,
they're playing tonight or tomorrow night? Do you know?
I think it's tomorrow night. I think it's
Oh,
Saturday. Let me double check. I'll look
if
it
it
up
was
right now while
tonight,
you're
I would
saying
go
other
tonight,
stuff.
but tomorrow night I think I might be in Cedro. Summerfest in downtown Bothell. I put this because it was, it's my hometown, is happening tomorrow from noon to 3. And Curt, you're gonna love this. They have a dog parade.
Awesome. Uh, Nightwave is playing tonight at the
Okay.
Snohomish Block Party.
I might
Nightwave with New
go.
Sensation, which is a tribute to NXS.
Is it free? Is it a free show?
Now you're asking me, so I got to look up more things now.
Sorry. Okay, well, I might have to go to
I
that.
think well, it's the block party. I would think it would be. I don't know if the show is free. Obviously, the block party you can just walk down the street and go. But
Okay. Well,
oh
anyway,
yeah, I'm sorry, there are tickets to buy. So there is tickets.
oh, okay. I'm trying to save my US dollars.
I
Um,
know you are.
okay. I gotta pay bills.
Both of us do. Yeah. How
So
about this?
for
And I'm
Monday.
going to give a nod to my friend Cheryl, who is a DJ in the Portland area. I think she's in California now, but I saw her post something about this, and this is something to think about, right? You've been kidnapped, all right?
Okay.
Not you, everybody. So
Okay.
you've been kidnapped, and then an hour later, the kidnapper says, "You know what? I'm returning you to your house because you won't stop talking about blank."
So
This is
like
basically
something that you talk ad nauseum about. How do you
yes, exactly.
ad nauseum?
Ad nauseum, yes.
Nauseum.
Yeah. So we could say that, but it's more fun to have it this way. So you've been kidnapped. An hour later, the kidnapper returns you because you won't stop talking about
Fill the
blank.
blank.
So what I put in here, the Seattle Kraken.
Yes.
uh,
I don't know what mine would be. Maybe my kids.
you don't over talk about your kids,
Maybe I over talk about like whatever the last thing I've done, like that I'm super excited about. Like if I'm watching a show or I don't know, something. I don't know.
but that's up to everyone listening and viewing.
Yeah.
Let us know. The kidnapper returns you because you won't stop talking about such and such.
Yeah. Well, okay, so that's it. That's what we got for you. I think that's some good
Hmm.
stuff. So
Absolutely.
we hope you have an amazing weekend.
Hmm.
Make lots of great memories and of course make good choices, find joy and spread kindness. Have a good one and we'll see you back here on Monday.